welcome again. This is 2014, and we're here today in Hard Stratton. Hard, the years go by pretty quick
Yeah, it's
since
good.
last year, and I know that Hard and I have corresponded and talked on the telephone, but don't get to see my buddy much. And Jimmy, glad to have you. And
Thank you.
Jimmy and I have had an opportunity all of our life. Hard knows we're Shelby boys and have an opportunity. But what we're here today is Hillbilly Days is here again, folks. A county festival that we couldn't have at all if it wasn't for the city of Pikeville and the Chamber of Commerce and all those volunteers, Jimmy, and especially the Shrine Club and the Shriners. And it's a time that was proclaimed, gosh, back in 1977. Was when Jimmy, your dad, and Herd came to my office. We got on display over in the Heritage Hallway a letter that Herd sent me, 2 pages long, when they had been down to Ashland and they had been over to see Dr. Hamley, and he wrote me a letter and said, here's what we want to do. We want to meet with you. We want to do this for the Crippled Children's Hospital and let the money go, and said this thing will, it said right in it, Hard, your prediction was right. You said this will grow into something that will be great for this area and be great for those blessed children. And you was right. I know that the 3 of us was able to be down to the Shriners Hospital in Lexington, and when we were presented, and we were just talking before we started, nearly $2 million had gone from this festival to the Children's Hospital. Probably the 3rd largest contributor to any hospital would be the Hillbilly Days in Pikeville, Kentucky, the 2nd largest festival in this Commonwealth, other than the Derby Festival, and this one is 2nd. So I'm glad as usual to be here. It is, as we know, time goes on, but the Lord has blessed us to have the opportunity to be here today. Give us the health, the wisdom to work with everybody to make this a success. And Jimmy, it's got like the old pair of shoes you put on. we have meeting after meeting, but everything just falls in place, Hard. And I know how hard it was when we was attempting to get it started, but now it's been so many years. We still have our meeting to get ready, but it seems like we've done it so months now that it gets it's just a pleasure to be there. And so I want to turn it over to you and Jimmy, and then we're going to have a discussion about Hillbilly Days and what it means to the Shriners Hospital and what it means to the people in this area and those crippled children.
I know one of the biggest things that pops out in my mind anytime I think about Hillbilly Days was how Harold said we need to have the first festival on the Shrine calendar, because these Shriners, they just sit around all winter. We got to be first. And when Harold came up with the idea of being April, being the first one, of course April Fool's Day I think was the first one. And he was exactly right, because all those Shriners came from all different states down here, because it was green here. They came from snow-bound counties, or states to a pretty place. And then the hospitality from this little city, it just boom. It was meant to be.
And those fellows from Michigan had snow night before last, so they'll be glad they head south.
After this bad winter, everybody is sick to death of cabin fever, and we're all ready to get out. And I'd like to say that so proud of Clem One Out House 2 and Kent Bartley, the band, and all the officers and all the members and the Shrine Club members and the children of Pike County and Floyd and the surrounding counties and our local people that support us. Without their support, we'd never make all this money, and and all these vendors wouldn't come in here because they couldn't make any money. And we have these crowds, and as I was talking to Jimmy yesterday, I know a festival in central Kentucky closed down this year. They're not having it anymore.
Not having it, yeah.
And we're so fortunate, and it's homecoming, you know. I haven't seen you and Jimmy since last April.
That's correct.
27th, when we got our 40-year pin at the Sonic Lodge, the week after Hillbilly Days. And all the families here in Pike County has got kin coming in, and it's just a big homecoming. And you know, it's just like a woman told me yesterday morning. She says, "I love your dialect." I said, "Well, thank you," and I bought her breakfast. So I'm proud of it. I'm proud of being here from the hills, and I love it. I got my lettuce and onion bed out, Wayne. Have you got yours out yet?
I've got one out, and the others you already got it done.
My onion's about that tall, so
I get mine out of the store.
you can't starve us to death back here in the hills.
No, you can't. I know how to pick salad too. I know every kind of green they are.
I know it, that chicken toe and
Well, the tangle gut's right
Tangle
now
gut.
up, and I'm just waiting for it to grow just another week.
Bobby Brandon was telling me last Hillbilly Days how you fixed them boiled eggs, that tangle gut and
Yep.
all that cut up in it.
Yeah.
He said it was delicious.
But Jimmy, we got a report, and all the vendor places are sold out this
Yes,
year, Herb.
we're-
So it's every one of them.
Over
More
300.
money.
More money.
More money.
More money.
I'm glad to hear that.
Every one of them sold out, and so we're ready, aren't we, Jimmy?
Yeah,
Jimmy,
everything looks good. We pumped it up good, and we've of course we get the same people back every year. You know, we got those repeat customers, so to speak, and without those you couldn't have it.
We got more Canadians this year too, and we're grateful to our Imperial clan, Harry Steele, Dan Allen, and Don Cox, and Hank Wilkes, Urbana Clan 1, and we appreciate him coming up every year and seeing what a great thing it is. So,
but gosh, when you think about the number, Jimmy, give us the numbers of the Pike County children.
Pike County went from we were around 360 last year, and we're up close to 400 now. So you know we're doing something right.
We're second to
We are
Fayette
second.
County.
Fayette County has the most patients, of
With
course
their
they would.
population.
Yeah, exactly. But you know, for Pike County to roll in our number 2, you know, it shows that we care and that we're sincere about what we do. And you know, we get our kids to that hospital. And I think that the way we have promoted it in the last few years has helped find children that maybe didn't hear about us. And you know,
Oh, that's true. Gosh, yeah.
through the promotion, what we do, and hopefully it's made a difference. And you know, I'd like to see that count be 0 from Pike County, but then again, if there's one child out there that needs our help, I would like it to be to the hospital, and that's what we work for.
Jimmy, I know we discussed at the last meeting of the board that, and we talked about this young lady here that's on the front of
J.C. Anderson.
yeah, and then we talked about Bandy Clevenger. I think she's 18 now.
yeah, she had her surgery last year. She was 17, and Jerry and Charlene Clevenger is her grandparents. And
Yeah.
Candy, I forget Candy's last name. I think they're living in the Belfry area now.
They're Stone, I understand.
Stone,
They
okay.
talked to them
Okay.
the other day on the telephone. But that still be in front of the parade, and I think
Yes.
they're
Yeah, absolutely.
These are grand marshals, and what we try to do is have 2. You never know when you do a grand marshal if for some reason that child may not be able to make the parade or whatever.
Yeah.
So we try to do two children as far as grand marshals, and that way we for sure have a grand marshal. So
And
they
this-
will be
this
with us.
emphasizes what it's all about.
Oh, yeah.
It is. This is it. And
And let's talk about the A team.
the A team consists now. We've got like over 20 some drivers
Good.
that are in our program. We have 2 new vans, and what a lot of people don't know, but we take 10% off the top of Hillbilly Days
Certainly.
to go toward the purchase of a new van, because the van transportation is the most important thing that we can do here in this area, and that's to make sure we get our kids to that Shriners Hospital, you know, and I guess I like to be there in style. So we need to
Well,
be
you can
dependent.
remember when
And we did
George
this.
Wells and Prairie Justice, the late, both of them,
They did it in their cars.
they did it in Hardin, and they would put them in their car and drive them down there. And many others, not only those two that I set out, but
Absolutely.
but
We've got over 20 some drivers now, active drivers, and these drivers don't get paid. It's all free. And if a patient needs transportation, then one of these drivers will pick them up. We do 2 drivers. You have to have 2 in order to do this. And the way it works is that if you're on that list, like myself, then I can take someone else, you know, with me. If they don't have to be a van driver, but it's just we have to have 2 people. So it kind of introduces other people to the Shriners Hospital and what we're doing at the same token. So it works out pretty good.
And also, Wayne, you said you'd like to have the vans out here in front of the stage, and Jimmy was telling me that Bud Kendricks and whoever else is going to have the vans parked there, and you could introduce the drivers and show the people.
Certainly.
Since we got the live TV, they can see the van and the drivers and what Hillbilly Day is all about.
that's right. And the opening will be at 5 o'clock on Thursday at the city park, and we appreciate the city of Pikeville, what they do for this festival, and that beautiful park, that location's absolutely beautiful. And that's at 5 o'clock again on Thursday. That is.
And I guess while we're talking about those, I'd like to throw in that you know, the economy around here is pretty low, and we have lost a little bit of our funding toward some fuel that we normally get, and we understand that. So now we're having to add a little extra for our gas.
Certainly.
So these vans you're going to have to see 2 of them around town, and it's the Hillbilly Clan 1, Outhouse 2. It's our van with Shrine Club, and we'll be doing a little donation. If you see the van sitting out there, the window will be down to where you can drop in a nickel, dime, or whatever you can, and this will help us for transportation. So
Certainly,
think about us when you see the van.
And they'll have the annual breakfast.
Breakfast,
open
that'll
to
be
the
at
public.
Tom C. Cecil Lodge. That'll be on Friday morning.
Friday morning.
7 to 11.
7
and man, I'll tell you, that is one good breakfast.
I'll tell you what, I heard them women can cook.
I know they can.
We always do that. It's just part of it.
Talking about the Masonic Lodge, we're grateful to the secretary down there, Eddie Overstreet. He's gonna open their welcome ceremony with prayer, and Eddie is the secretary of our lodge. And I want to thank Laura Ford Hall for coming every year and giving her time to sing the national anthem. And also, all of our welcome ceremonies open with a prayer and end with a prayer, and we salute the flag. And Adam Eastep will be leading us in the pledge to the flag, and everything be done decent and order, and it just be a great time. We fill this town to full. There are no walking rooms. What we want.
Well, I said the Lord's been good to us, and He certainly has, and these blessed children, and it's because, and we've said it before, but we'll repeat it, that of this community coming together. And you can feel it, can't you, Jimmy?
Oh, yeah.
At the board meetings. Everybody is passionate.
On the streets when we walk down today,
gosh,
you know, it's like, okay, you're all getting ready.
Getting ready.
Well,
And
you know, compassion for children, and also this is Autism Month. I've got that badge. I've got a grandchild that's that way, and
we just had the autism walk for the 6th year heard. This passed just recently, and we had 800 people out for that. Yeah. And when we started that, we started it because a lady moved from Louisville, employed in county government, had a child and lived in Louisville, and the doctor took this little girl at a young age and started the counseling, started it all, and today that little girl's in elementary school here at Pikeville and virtually normal. So 1 out of 56 children born in this country, autism.
Jared is improving. He's 16. He's 6'1". He has no physical disabilities. One of the most handsome child you ever seen, and we love him to
And
death.
they're angels. You wouldn't take anything.
Yeah. And it's humbled me, and I mean, it's made me appreciate, you know, everything we've had and the health to help take care of him, you know.
Oh yeah, and they're special.
Yeah, oh, they are.
They're
Special needs children.
They're special, and heard I noticed that they was one of the parents up there, grandparents, was saying how he came home the other day from about the third grade. He had learned the Pledge of Allegiance, and they didn't know it.
Yeah.
Oh, he come in, the flag come up on television, and he just stopped and repeated it to him, and it's heartwarming. And
Jared has got total recall, but he can't talk yet. He say 3 or 4 or 5 words, but he said 2 words last week, and that's encouraged us since he's 16 years old, and we still haven't give up that he'll talk. And if he does, it'll open up a new world to him, you know.
Well, certainly.
But now if he wants something to eat, he goes gets it and brings it, shows us, or he'll point. And but their special needs, just like their children in the Shrine Hospital, are special needs. They're all the same. And
all the same.
I appreciate everything that everybody does, you know, the walks and the money raising for that too. So.
And the music in the park will be up there again. The Red Dog will be there.
Red Dog will be there.
And he has his people coming in.
Appreciate that.
And I heard it's old mountain music.
Yeah, it's the only kind.
Boy, you got a lot of people that love that.
I've got a little great-grandson. I'll keep it short. He's short. He's 2 years old, and my granddaughter's got on their cell phone, she's got Hillbilly music. And I'm telling you, his little leg works fast, you can't see it. So she had him a monogrammed hillbilly hat, and he'll be dancing out there in the park Friday evening. She had a little dirtier put on his hat. He said, "Papa, I dance the hillbilly days. Papa, it's something." So all my girls except the oldest one will be here, and my grandchildren. Of course, Betty's health bad. She can't go anywhere anymore, and it's sad. She'd love to get up here and see. But when her mother passed away 3 years ago, I took her all through the town to show her how it changed and everything, you know. But love her heart.
We of course have the annual stump speaking, which is sponsored with the Democrat Women's Club and Republican Women's Club, and that'll be at Courthouse Square, where we have the music set up for courthouse, and that will be at 10 a.m. on Saturday morning.
Right.
So yeah, Jimmy, this year there's a few contests here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'd say that'll be very interesting.
Oh, that's something.
I would come down and get in it, but I don't think they're ready for me.
I remember when Grady run for master at that time. He come to me. He said, "I want you to write me up a thing to put in the paper." And Wayne was county judge then, and I worked that night on it, and I said, "You will work close with the county judge and get these." Back then, they was dirt roads. The ditch line pulling, and he took it to. I'll not mention who, but a local banker here. It's not with us anymore, and he was of the Republican Party, and he went and just marked out what he wanted. Well, Grady took it on to the newspaper, and they printed it that way, and it started in the middle of a sentence. So Georgia Ward had us down there on the radio. We go down and make them little spots at different times, and she said, "Where's Grady today?" And, I said, "Well, as after election," I said, "He's out hunting him a pistol." I said, "He didn't get 2 votes."
He's up Salt River.
Oh, we had fun. Me and him we just worked off one another. I mean, put us both, if we weren't together, we wasn't all that much, but put us together, baby. We was a couple, I tell you.
Well,
I loved him to death.
We lost a jewel when we
sure
lost
did.
Grady.
That smile. My girls would just, they just stand and laugh at him. They loved him.
Oh gosh, he was special. special and passionate it could be about the crippled children. They have the quilt show again this year, fellas, down to the Extension office. They always have a great display of quilts down there. And that's on, I guess they're on Saturday too, from quilt checkout is from 2 to 3 p.m. at the Extension office. And everybody knows where the Extension office sure is in town. The carnival, it comes in to be set up over at the same place. It's set up every year. So it'll be there this year starting. Usually they try to get started on Wednesday.
That's a good thing. These children love to come to that carnival.
And it's that they will have that. So, but at the courthouse will be the same ones coming. There'll be Dr. King and his band, and gosh, all of those that's there back every year. We will, of course, miss Marlowe. He's very critical now.
Is he?
Yes, he's critical. He's fighting a hard, tough battle, and just hope that he can get through this. But
I hope he does.
It don't sound good.
He has been.
He contributed so much.
So much for so many years.
So many days. I mean, for so many Hillbilly days, all these years, and showed up in the park that evening after the opening. It's unbelievable of all these years. People just grew to love him, and of course he became Mountain Santa Claus as the years went by. And so many people and these people in need, and he was that way with these crippled children that he wanted to contribute.
I never failed to give him take toys and give him a little money. I didn't have much, but I always, every year, I would take stuff to him. He did a wonderful work.
Everybody needs to pray for Marlowe that he's having it tough right now. He's taking his treatments at Vanderbilt, and it don't sound good, but it's up to the Lord. And
Absolutely.
If we can call on the Lord to give him peace and to take the pain away from him, and let us keep him a few more years and let him continue to contribute. So they're set up again over in the garage, parking garage. They'll be set up over there, of course, again this year with the vendors, and that's always a pleasure to walk through and see the arts and crafts in Central Appalachia.
There'll be over 100 of those, I think.
Oh gosh, yeah.
Thank goodness for that garage. Get in out of the rain, and then vendors out of the rain, and they have so much stuff, and it's cool and place to eat.
The prediction is good, and I just say prediction because I don't want to get in a position to tell everybody.
Dogwood yet, they're just coming out.
but Howard, they've always gone on, and we've done it through snow, sleet, rain.
We have.
But it's always gone on.
We'll have
I can remember when it rained so hard, you couldn't hardly line up. And when the time comes for the parade, the Lord, just like when he moved the water in the sea, he let us have the parade, and quick as it was over with, it start pouring again.
Me and Grady and old man Bradley getting them drain pipes up there where the library was. And he'd let up a little, and we'd get out and start getting that old car, and here he'd go again, and we'd get back in them. I guess it held the parade up there, trying to get enough slack in it. But we was all short, so we could get in there.
Well, so again, 2014, and it is again. This is a festival with the heart.
Absolutely.
And there's no doubt about that. People are special here in eastern Kentucky and in central Appalachia, and they care so much, and they have more family reunions in central Appalachia than anywhere in this country.
That's what's so special about Hillbilly Days. We can all get together and talk. We ain't seen one another in a year mostly.
Most of the time.
And it's just a big reunion, you know. It's just meeting people. I love to there on the corner just see people I haven't seen in a year, you know.
Jimmy, how much did we take down to the Shrine Hospital from last year's festival? You was on that journey.
Last year we did $82,150 is what we took to the hospital from just here. But now we did $5,000 to the Cincinnati Burn Center. So and then we had some money that we put in the transportation fund.
Fund.
Actually, what the Hillbilly Clan made overall was close to $105,000 that we did overall. With the help of the chamber and through what we do, and the little thing like we have the gyp joint up there on the corner there at the park, Main Street and in the corner, and anybody that wants to see what the Hillbilly is all about, that's the corner you need to go to.
Yeah, go to that corner and get them good hot dogs too. Me and Jimmy live on them for 3 days there.
But that is where that we make our money, and when you talk about official Hillbilly T-shirts, that's where you get them. You have to come to that gyp joint, which is Clan One Outhouse too, to get those.
Well, sir.
And that's how we make our money, for our clan. And of course, we encourage you to buy stuff from other people, but we really want you to come by and spend your money with us, because we definitely turn around and put that money right back into the hospital.
That's our booth where we make them good hot dogs too.
That's it.
And if the motorcycle, if they're giving it, Jimmy, you need to probably let the people know.
Yeah, we're always, Hillbilly Christmas in July. We're part of Hillbilly Days, and we're always selling. All of our money goes to the hospital, and we have it set up in front of the expo center, and we'll be with our outhouse, and we encourage people to come by and get your picture with it. I know you guys did last year, and we got to post that, and it's something it's there to have fun with, and we're just trying to make some money and have a good time. And we have a car show also at the Landmark. That'd be on Saturday.
Yeah.
And we need to encourage people to go out there, be like from 1 until 5. Another way we're making money for the hospital. So keep that in mind. But the gyp joint, need to come by the corner. I always call it the corner walk and don't walk. Easy found like that.
Easy found.
That's where you get to talk to all the hillbillies coming from all out of the states. That's where they converse. And
we also have the transportation with the trolley. As we know, we've discussed, the trolley will be back this year, and it'll make the rounds of people.
Do you know if the Hillbilly Choo Choo's going to be here this year?
I understand it is.
The kids love that, and me and C.A. Gatlin ride it every year. We love it as good as they do.
I don't think it's going to be here. There's a possibility it may not be here this year.
Well, as Hard said, it's something sure look forward to.
Oh, they line up.
We just found out that there's a possibility it may not, but then we're working on something else. So
the city will have their horse and buggy this year.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that.
The horse and buggy, Betty Tackett has contracted with the city, and they will have that. That'll be an addition that people, I'm sure, will enjoy, and Hard Pikeville keeps changing. It keeps.
I know it. My baby girl, she picked that up on Facebook about the carriage ride. Yeah. And I said, well, I want to take one as soon as I get up there.
Well, the city's great to work with, and Donovan and the mayor and the city commission and Sean and all of those are great to work with.
Beat them.
And it's a pleasure for everybody to work with them.
Proud of Pikeville. I drove a bread truck in here back in the 50s and or early 60s, and man, I've seen so much change. It don't look nothing hardly like it did back.
It don't, does it?
Then,
Certainly don't, and that's progress, and been a lot of progress in Pikeville. Their medical school in Louisville, one in Lexington, one in Pikeville. So
new courthouse and all that.
New justice building and the new coal building and the hospital expansion.
Yeah.
And
my brother had open heart surgery over there a couple of months ago, and gosh, it's finer than any hospital in Lexington.
They got most of their doctors up here, Harris.
Yeah, that Dr. Harris, I believe.
They got 300. They got 300 doctors, Jimmy, plus 90% are specialists. Now just imagine that.
Yeah.
$146 million expansion completed. Last week. They just had their ribbon cutting.
Wonder what it would take to get to part of the Shriners Hospital up here.
I know. Wouldn't it be great?
Where we did have to drive so far.
To drive so far.
It's hard for me to get in and out. When I went over there to see Steve, it had grown so much. It's big.
I guess, yeah.
And the food over there, it's the best ever I eat anywhere in any hospital. I mean, when Daddy and Mother were in there before they passed away, I spent many a meal there, and I really loved their food over there.
Well, here it is, 2014. Hillbilly Days is here again, fellows, and what a festival it is, and what an event this is for these blessed children. It gives them a hand up.
That's right.
And and also the burn hospital in Cincinnati. We know that, I know people that I know in my family has had to use that hospital in past years, and it's great that this festival can contribute to them also, because they do so much.
They're doing different things up there also, Judge, besides, just being a burn center now, reconstructive surgery. If you have a child that maybe has a little defect of some kind, a mold or something like that on them, that now they're doing that type of work. So it's really opened up a lot. And the one thing that we kind of need to really impress on people is that how many people out there are just saying, well, how can we learn more? How can we get a child in the hospital? And it's the most simplest thing you ever did. You just pick up the phone and dial 1-800-237-5055, and they'll tell you what you need to do. I mean, you don't have to worry about getting a hold of anybody or, a Shriner or anything. The Shriners are great because every Shriner has that number on their back of their Shrine card. And it's right on the back of it.
Right on the back of it.
But it's something we really need to push more and more. It's because if you don't know, and there's just a thought that your child may need help, all you got to do is 1-800-237-5055, and there it is.
And they can go online.
Yeah.
They go online.
There's no reason why that we have a child.
They go right on social media, and they can go right online, and it's simple, but it's...
you just need to push it.
Plus, and the transportation's there.
It's there. There's no reason why we have a child that needs help that doesn't get it.
That's right.
Heard it's been great, and we'll go back and reminisce a little bit. I thought the year that the young lady who had been, as a young child, had been operated on 5 times, ended up going to the University of Kentucky, getting a degree in physical therapy, going back to the Shriners Hospital and signing a contract with them, and gave 5 years back to that hospital. And right here in Pikeville. Yeah. And I remember we honored, you remember the year that we honored her, and what a testimony that lady gave. And gosh, and those people that I remember last year, a fellow that works over here to the Pike County Tourism. So remember, it was very, very touching of what he said. Folks, I wouldn't be walking up here like I walked up here today if it wasn't for the Shrine Hospital. I had 3 or 4 operations there. And he said, made my life and my mobility, it made me completely mobile, which I wouldn't have been today. So that's the payoff. And as we hear those testimonies year after year, and it's people that are passionate about it, and it makes them feel good right in their heart. And so it's on Wednesday they set up. Jimmy, it's good to see on Wednesday. So you go down on the lower end of the boulevard, they're just backed all the way forward as you can see, just like they're ready for the gate to open and get up here and set up. And what a job that those people do in getting the city ready. And I know
UMG, they're cleaning
UMG,
up, man. It's all I've ever seen.
They clean up, and it's a joint effort.
Everybody working together.
Everybody working together.
It all falls in place. They clean it up.
We had our meeting recently, and we had all of our commissioners and directors from the county, city had all their people there, and there was UMG, Donnie Sloan and his people. And what a job our police department does.
Yeah.
You know, gosh, and they have a job with this traffic.
Yeah.
Now they don't have a job as much as we had when we started it. Of course, her and I had the court system.
Yeah, I
if you
remember when you tried cases.
and it took us a few years to break them. And Dr. Hamley, when he sent you a Grady to see me, he said, "Go over and see the judge. He's got the court system. He can control this bunch." I'll not say which two creeks he said he was from. but this is a family-oriented festival.
It is. Now it is.
It is family-oriented, and it's great, and the parade they have.
Oh, there's no parade like it.
There's no parade like it anywhere.
And after they changed the route on it, it's the longest parade in the state of Kentucky.
Gosh, that's when we went around and went through the.
But now, the way it's running, it's the longest route in the state of Kentucky for parade.
Yeah, and we had to end up, I guess, Transportation Department get permission from the Federal Highway Administration to and buy a permit, Jimmy. That costs, as you know. I think the shrine and the chamber and the city and the county, we all contribute, and you buy a permit, and then they block off part of the 4 lane.
So you can go all the way around and come back. See, it's still lined up. We go through and come back to the gym, and it's not even third of the way through. It seems like.
Pat told me, he said, "Now you'll quit walking now, won't you?" So I used to walk the parade all the time instead of riding the vehicle. You remember?
I remember that.
I used to walk. She said, "You'll quit now because they go through the cut through the line."
Yeah, it's made a little difference. But like you said earlier, you know, that's where they charge the fee. That's just where we're trying to take care of everybody. You know, let everybody make some money.
Yeah.
Well, this is a great time for us. The groundhog herd give us a hard time this year and set spring up a little bit, but we look for good weather.
We'll get.
Hope the Lord will bless it. Don't matter what happens, it's going to go on. It always has. And we hope we had good weather because the carnival will be able to generate money, and we generate through the vendors. And just imagine now, courthouse is going to be open again, Jimmy, for the restrooms in the courthouse. The Heritage Hallway and the Veterans Hallway will be open. We'll have a display in there like we had before, if you saw it. So, of the beginning of Hillbilly days, a little bit of history. One of the cabinets has a lot of pictures and stuff, and a copy of the proclamation, a copy of her letter to me saying, "We just returned from Iceland, and here's what we've got, and we need to come by and sit down with you, and we got an idea that will fly."
It takes. We not bragging back, but we had to make several trips and talk to different ones, and then you got to feel them out and see how they feel about it.
Certainly.
But it finally all come together, and then when.
Well, it about worked you and Grady to death, and we didn't have a bunch of a staff in the judge's office, and it was run out of the judge's office up to the 3rd year, and in the 4th year, we turned it over to the Chamber of Commerce to run because it got too big for us to do.
Jim Harris,
it was killing us.
Band, he said, it's outgrown what a handful of you. See, there are not many members of our clan here.
Correct.
And it just grown so big, and I want to tell you, little Tom Ross, Tom's wife, passed away.
Well, bless her heart.
Not too long after Hillbilly days last year. You remember him and
her?
her?
I know them well.
And he said we both had strokes, and this will be our last Hillbilly day.
That's what he says.
But he is still living, but he's in pretty bad health. And Tom Leake is in the assisted living nursing home, but all old timers is about gone. We're the old bunch now, you know.
That's correct, and Tom Harrison, what him and his wife had done for
Tom Ross. If that been Tom Ross, he wouldn't been here.
No, I know, and we've told that story time and time again.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
but bless her heart, and she was a jewel.
I
Also,
give them a beautiful plaque with their pictures I made about 4 or 5 years ago together, and they were both dressed with a red shirt and black paints and matching. And I give them a plaque out there last year, and they were the tears in their eyes. They were so pleased, you know.
got a call recently from Mr. Rudolph from up in New York.
Oh, Wayne, yeah.
Yeah.
He loves Hillbilly Days better than anybody.
Takes his vacation.
And he works extra years.
Works extra hours, save his money.
Yeah, yeah. Loves to talk. I let him talk to Betty.
Yeah.
I talk so long, but I get winded. He loves to talk to her. And
Well,
that makes her feel good too. She can't get out much. And,
Well, certainly.
yeah, we love
Well,
Wayne.
we sure miss Betty, and we just pray for her that the Lord will give her peace and take the pain away from her. And cause her, you couldn't have given the time all the years if it hadn't been for Betty. She'd been your partner, and it's just and Jimmy. You know, our relationship goes back, your family, and as I said, Jimmy and our Shelby boys. I think about Shelby a whole lot. Think about our friend Johnny Coleman, and all those relationships, and Robert Dean. But folks, again, I'll say again, we've been blessed. Here we are sitting here.
Yeah.
Talking about yesterday and looking forward to tomorrow, and looking forward to Hillbilly Days. And gosh, you look at the top of this, it says 38th annual, and it
Well, the years went fast, haven't it?
went very fast. And you know, Jimmy said he was able to even get our 40-year pin. After last
Yeah, you guys got yours last year. I get mine this year.
You get yours this year. Yeah.
Yeah.
We appreciate them pictures you took of us.
Yeah,
I've wrote Eddie Overstreet about doing the prayer for the welcome ceremony, and I sent him one of them, and he called me after he got it.
And you know, we've been blessed in the Masonic Lodge here to have these people who handle the funerals, who does such a wonderful job. I mean, you know, go back to them, Jim Hensley and Paul McCoy, and go back at the
Onsby
list.
Johnson.
And I remember Onsby Johnson.
Onsby was the master of the year man you went in.
Yes, and I remember, and then look at what you got now. Ramsey does a great job.
Oh, yeah.
And Eddie Overstreet.
Yeah, yeah.
Gosh, he just invokes the Lord in the thing, and
Absolutely.
it pulls it all together. But
You know, we're the biggest lodge in the state of Kentucky. Eddie told me that we were going to surpass 500 membership with some that's going, you know, it's working their way through. So we're the largest lodge in the state of Kentucky.
And a lot of people just don't understand that everything that's done is based upon the Bible.
That's right.
And
there's nothing secret.
Nothing secret, period, about it. It wouldn't be here if the Lord hadn't endorsed it, what
That's
I told a fellow recently.
I guess with us being the biggest county in Kentucky, we have to be the best and the biggest of anything that happens in the state. Is that the way it works?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, if you notice this,
I know we got, but a minute to go, and I want to close it out with starting with you the way we opened, and you start, and we'll come across, and I'll close us out. We're down to the last minute.
I think everything we do is for the kids, and I want to continue doing it for the kids. That's what we work for.
Heard.
So thankful to be here today with Jimmy and Wayne. So proud of Hillbilly Days, and I do a lot, even though I don't live here anymore, but it's been a big part of my life.
Well, we're surrogates for you. Hard lets us know during the year. I've Hard don't know it. I've kept about every letter that he's wrote me for all of these years in regard to Hillbilly Days, and
With the pictures and letters.
And hard right front and back on the paper, so you all know. But the Lord has blessed us, folks. Get ready. Hillbilly Days, Pikeville, coming up on the dates of the April 24th and the 26th. Thank you, and God bless.